Well, this is pretty much what my day's looking like today. Rain, rain, rain. How are we all going? I just wanted to make this quick video. I'll see if I can get this little holder in the rear vision mirror. Yo, for the phone. Coming in handy, or it's going to come in handy. But what I wanted to talk about this morning was what do you do when it's like this? You're going to lose a couple of clients because it's too soggy to get on their lawns, particular lawns today. I know there's a couple, especially with a ride-on, if that's all you've got to use, or even a stand-on unit, whatever it is. There's a fair bit of weight in their machines, so when it's like this and it's been raining all night, you know it's going to be sloshy. You don't want to risk ripping up lawns and things like that, so you try and do your best where you can, get the little push mower on there when you can, and sometimes you just got to skip them altogether. It's also end of the season for us here in Australia, so it's all slowing down. People are realising that, and they jump on the get off early train, and that's fine. You try and, like I said in the previous video, you try and get as far into the season as you can, and you try and have everyone coincide onto that next pattern that you're going to have, whether you have 3 weekly patterns or whatever's in your business. For me, it's fortnightly for sort of 9 months of the year, and then it goes monthly for the other 3 over. Generally it's June, July, August, and then come beginning of September it's into it again. It's getting top dress down, it's aerating, it's getting the fertilizer down, things like that. So the biggest thing you got to realize at the end of the day is you want to hold on to as many as you can. You want to get as many lawns done as you can during the day. So what I do is I load up that day. Every single mowing week that there is, every single day is fully stocked as much as I possibly can have it. And that way, if anyone drops off, it's no big deal. You're still going to make a good amount of money for that day. It's just if they all stayed on, then it's all good. So it's little things that you got to learn as you're going. But really, when it's like this, it's just stock your days because you don't know what's going to happen. It said it wasn't going to rain much today, but it's just been drizzle, which is enough when it's already been heavy rain all night to then really affect your lawn. So yeah, it's 8:30, 20 to 9 in the morning. I've done 4 lawns, and today I had a few quotes on as well, so I could only sort of fit in 12 lawns today instead of the 15 is what I was achieving with this 0 turn. But 12 lawns still. You can do the maths there, like I've said before, 55, 60 a lawn, average lawns. But there's obviously dearer ones. I'm onto a dearer one now, and I'm going to see how that goes. So if I can get on this one, looking like I will, and then I've got to get out. I'm sort of in at Port at the moment, then I've got to get back over to Telegraph Point. I've still got a lawn out there until that house sells, so I'll keep doing that one. I'll see if I can get some footage out there later, because it'll probably be, hopefully the sun will be poking out by then and I can tag it onto this video. But really all I wanted to make mention of today, and the main point is how to get around issues or things that are out of your control, and how to avoid losing too much money. You're going to lose money when it's leading into the slower, colder season. It's always going to happen. But for me, I've got a lot of other works I can draw on. So when it's rainy days like this, I've got painting jobs I could be doing inside somewhere and things like that if I was completely rained out. And that's something that's beneficial to draw on if you can do it that way. If not, you've just got to be a bit smarter with how you run the business. As far as stocking up your lawns as much as possible, getting your root density down pat, so when you have got a break in the weather, you've got 5 lawns all in one area. Like someone drifting in the wet. And yeah, so that's something you got to do. Root density is a major thing, major player in keeping as much money as possible, because same deal, you could be rained off and then half the day you might fine up, you can go back out. You go back out to that place that you've got the most lawns in. Don't go to where you were last. Go to where you could make the most money for that day, and everyone else will understand. It's rainy, it's slowing down, like things like that. So what I'm doing now, my fortnightly lawns, anyone that dropped off today, they go in another 2 weeks, I'll pick them up again and then everyone's on the same page from the next fortnight. Everyone will be monthly, so that's just how it works. I've had a few people sort of wanting to go 6 weekly, 8 weekly even, and it just doesn't work like that. Unfortunately, with my business and the way I've set it up, everyone, especially when I'm mowing my own lawn once a week, if not every 2 weeks in winter. Now I mow every 4 days in the peak season, but that's the thing, I juggle it around. If mine's slowing down, then everyone else's is. So I've got my lawn a lot higher than I'll cut my clients' lawns at, a lot of them anyway. And that's what happens. So same deal, I steer and show people and educate people on the thicker and healthier you have your lawn. If you don't have the time and the money and the energy to spend on it, then if you just have it a bit higher, it's going to do its work for you majority of the time. Obviously there's going to be weeds creeping in, you got to treat that, you got to fertilize, you got to aerate, you got to top dress. But yeah, little things like that, you got to just help your clients along, which in turn helps you, because it keeps every fortnight you go, look, it needs doing monthly, definitely in winter. It's just how it rolls. Even if you're only just taking the top off, the grass is going to appreciate it, the client is as well, because it's going to stay looking neat all through winter. You're going to lose a bit of colour, that's just what's going to happen with warm season turf. And other than that, guys, hopefully that's enough information for today. I'm going to go get into this lawn. There's been about 5 minutes. And I'll hopefully tag some footage on, see how clear it comes out on this camera again. Because when I had it spun around on the like selfie camera at the front there, it's nowhere near the same megapixels and quality. So I'm going to give this thing a go and mix it in with the camera. I'll get some different angles in videos and things like that, which will be handy. Because yeah, I'm just it's just starting to come down heavier now. I'm just starting to get the YouTube stuff all down pat, and yeah, the more people that come on board, obviously the more in-depth videos will be, the more information you'll get. The how-to videos will just be like they are, they're quick and easy, you just go to them in a playlist, and yeah. Anyway, I've definitely spoken enough, as normal, as usual. You don't really need to see, but I won't be going through half that today. It'll be definitely an easier day, so. Alright, see you later, bye-bye, see ya, bye. Alright, got the phone in a little nook, see if it works. Hopefully you got me there. Only going to be quick because I've probably got enough footage from today. So, in summarising what today's video is about, it's all about getting it loaded up, getting as many clients as you can onto that day when you know it's going to be rainy, or there's a potential that people are going to start dropping off because it's getting colder. So with that, you just allow for it. You expect it to happen, you know it's going to happen. Everyone's going to go monthly in 2 weeks time anyway. It's no big deal. We've pushed it to as far as we can. If we had got this rain a month ago, we would have been right. It would have been cruising right into the first week of June then. But we sort of had a dry spell for a month and a half to 2 months just before all this rain in this month. So we're in May, and sort of April, March, it was drying up a bit by the end of March there. But yeah, it's all about just gauging the lawn as well as the clients. There's certain clients that are happy to just go right up until you sort of tell them when it's good to go monthly. They're just happy to go along with it. Other people want to just save the pennies as much as possible. That's also understandable. So you weigh all these things up. You treat each person on their own merit, each client, as well as their lawn. If their lawn requires it, then I recommend you don't back down. It is what it is. But if you turn up and that lawn, you know it doesn't need doing, and it's been 2 weeks and we've had rain within that 2 weeks, still hasn't really grown, so you can let it go. You know in 2 weeks time everyone's going to go monthly and you're all sorted, so that's all good to go. So hopefully you get something from that. Later in the week I'm going to be doing a how to trim hedges, small, medium and large. I'm going to be doing all different varieties on the one property. That'll be on Friday. I'm hoping Thursday I've got to get in contact with the client. I've always at any one time, just quickly, is another thing to keep in mind when you're doing it. Have people lined up ready to go. Have jobs at all times when things are to fall through, because they will. You need to have a backup. So there's plenty of people that have been waiting for months for me to get onto either retaining wall jobs for them, gardening projects, painting projects, so many different things. And that they can draw on them when you need to if things fall through. So this week, this Thursday, I'm going to be sending through a quote for a spare block, and if I get it, I'll definitely be recording it and looking to make sure I get approval to record it, because it is honestly 8 feet high. It hasn't been mowed in over a year. It is unbelievable how high this is. You need a slasher is what I'm going to recommend, because then I can maintain it once it's brought down. But for me to bring it down, and with my block rates and things like that, for one or two workers, it just depends if I'll have the work with me or not. I think it'll be more cost effective for them to hire someone with an actual slasher to get the bulk of it down, and then I'll come through. It's that high. I don't want to waste their money and time. It's my time at the end of the day, but it's their money. Trying to bring this down with brush cutters, and this is a job I'd have to get the proper bull handle brush cutter for. It's too big. So hopefully if that happens, that'll be in a couple of weeks time, when I can book it in. If not, then I'll just show you the block once it's slashed, because even once it's slashed, it's going to be a fair hunk of grass to be bringing down and decomposing. Luckily we're leading into winter and we should be right. So anyway, plenty to come up. I've got a list now of just all these videos that I'll be doing up nice little thumbnails for, and make it all look pretty so it catches your attention on the YouTube there. But other than that, guys, it's just business as usual. I'm without my helper this week. He's got a full week doing his floor laying, so that's fine. Everyone that we had sort of this week is going to go into next week. If he's able to work, he just lets me know as on the weekend what his week's looking like, and at the moment we just work in together until springtime comes, and then it's going for it then. It's flat chat. So once we get all this ball rolling, everything else going, there'll be many things I'm going to be discussing. Getting the house that we're in now sorted, like running the business from it, and then eventually we're going to be looking at acreage to actually grow the business from, because I'm going to be getting all this equipment like aeration machines and things like that. And even in this place we're in now, getting a truck and a trailer set up. We've already got the trailer, but the truck especially, to cart all this extra gear, it's going to need something bigger. So all those exciting things coming up, guys. I hope you can stay with me, follow along and support, and we'll just keep on trying to help one another, because this is what this channel is about for me, is to help someone else start out and not have to go through what I went through, trying to work out certain things and the systems and the methods that I have in place now. Again, the prices and stuff may shift and change, but at least you'll have a ballpark figure to go off, and you'll have a fair understanding of what you need to do to achieve regular clientele, if that's the option you want to go, because it's one of the topics I'll be discussing. I prefer regular clientele over the big jobs, because the thing is, between the big jobs there's a lot of wasted time and energy and trying to chase up the next big job, and it's the reason I didn't do plumbing, because I didn't want to have to rely on the big jobs to be making my money, and I didn't want to have to charge through the roof for the little jobs, ripping people off here and there just to get by. It just didn't make sense for me. It didn't suit who I am and what I want out of business. So I'd rather just be productive and efficient with the mowing, earn the $600 to $800 a day on my own, and well and truly be comfortable, and then have the ability to hire extra workers, and then push it from there and grow the business from there. Because that's the thing, I can only push it so far on my own. I've pushed the waters, I've told you, I've tested the waters, I've pushed the prices to what I could, and it's sort of well and truly comfortable. Everyone else is happy. It's a good price figure to be at, and that's the thing, it's a market value. It's what people are willing to pay. There's some clients obviously that want it cheaper, and unfortunately they're just not my clientele. I'm typically now only getting the high-end type clients, like mid to high end. I just steer clear of the low range stuff, because at the end of the day I've just had too many stuff around with them. They want more and more for less and less money, and that just doesn't work for business. So you just got to, I know when you're starting out you've got to weigh it all up, but yeah, that's definitely one thing you got to weigh up when you're doing it, is you don't want the stuff around with that. It's not worth the headache, trust me. But when you're starting out, you got to take what you get. So it's part and parcel of the business, and you got to work that out. Again, I can only help so much, and I can sort of lead the horse to water, but I can't make a drink, you know what I'm saying? So you just got to find what works for you, and then enroll with that. So thanks again, guys. I'll stop that there. Just about home now. That was probably talking a little bit too long, but anyway, I'll talk to you all soon, and like, subscribe, and thank you very much. I'll talk to you all Friday when we're doing the hedge works, because that's going to be a good video. I'm very excited about that one. It's a bit more in depth, a bit more to the point, and less of me talking, more of me showing. So thanks, guys. Catch you later. Bye.